Welcome back to Making Me Watch Movies. After a 2-week hiatus, we came back with a zinger of a flick for you, chosen by Schwartz, a Boots Riley directorial debut, 2019's Sorry to Bother You. Schwartz, did you come up with a haiku?
I think so.
Minute.
I don't know if it's really haiku, but
we
it's a
going
bunch of words.
Are we going haiku off the top, or are we doing words by themselves?
I think-
Okay.
I think
don't know.
doing the
I
haiku
think
on
we
the
got to
back end?
make the decision right now if haiku is going to replace the word, because I think it might.
Should it replace it? I think
it
that
should.
was
I think we
kind
got to
of-
go one
I
or
feel
the
like
other.
That was the idea, but if you want to do
Yeah.
both, I'm not opposed to that
not
either.
a bad idea because the haiku beginning is a very like Zen beginning, so we all get to like mellow out, roll into the podcast nicely,
Yeah. Feng
get all,
Shui.
get all squared away.
All right, so that's the thing. We're replacing
Square.
the word with the haiku.
L7
Sounds good.
weenie.
All right, this is my haiku. I think it's a haiku. I can't count very well, so I'm not sure.
And you know what? We'll get better at our haikus as we
Yeah,
go along.
dude. Schwartz's first haiku ever.
Yeah.
I think I wrote a
Schwartz-
haiku in like 6th grade once.
Schwartz learned
Wrote
what a
moments ago.
stanza is today.
All right.
And a syllable.
Protests in the streets, horse dicks kicking lots of ass. Arnie Hammer Cray. That's my haiku for this
I
movie.
didn't count them, but I'm into that.
It works. Don't count them. It's
Who
funny.
cares? Yeah.
Horse dicks kicking ass in the streets.
It's no, that's not it.
The streets. Yeah, I mean, it's close.
Close enough. 5 times 3, 2 times 5, whatever.
All right.
Gives a shit. Jake, what's your
Hey,
give us a haiku? Jake, give us a haiku for.
Not as funny. They say.
Oh, that's
What?
kind of your MO, honestly.
Not as funny.
Not as funny. It's kind of your MO.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that you're not funny.
Just not as funny.
As funny as like
Okay.
other
You're definitely funny. You're definitely funny looking. Funnier
funny
looking.
people.
All right.
All right.
I mean, I wasn't
Go
going to
on.
comment on his looks, how he was born.
Then you went there, but it's okay.
You could make fun of his veganism. That was a choice.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't want to make fun of that. I like that.
It's okay. I'm already depressed, so go and bring it.
I want to write a
can't
haiku
go much
about your
lower.
veganism.
Do it.
I'll have one done by the end of this podcast for mine.
Well, I could work on it simultaneously.
All right, haiku time. What's the
Haiku
fucking
time.
haiku?
My turn, haiku.
Yeah,
All right.
please. Captain, please.
They say greed is good. Greed turns men into monsters.
Jesus Christ.
Cash is a monster.
Okay.
Not fun.
I mean, I didn't count it, but let's. I like it. I like it.
No, it's a good
Trust
one.
me, I
It's
counted
really
those.
good. Here's mine. This movie sucked, but Equisapiens are rad. Won't watch it again.
Damn. Tell us how you feel right off the bat.
Yeah, why did you hate it?
Yeah,
Let's
let's
start
start
off with
with that. Let's start about what you hate about this movie, hater.
Who said hate?
You just said this movie sucked.
Yeah, yeah.
I will
yeah,
never
sucked.
watch it again.
Why did
That's
it
pretty
suck?
much hate speech.
I
and
mean,
why won't you watch it
Sucked
again?
worked in the haiku.
It's fair. It's fair.
Clearly the movie doesn't suck. It's a quality made movie. You know, I give anybody who makes a movie, I'll give a hand to.
That's not saying much though. Like what didn't you like about this movie? You said you won't watch it again. Why not?
It was just boring. I didn't like the acting. I
Really?
didn't like the story. The story was just depressing. Stephen Young kills in everything he does.
Yeah.
And the girl was rad too. What's her name?
Tessa Thompson.
You got
Yeah.
two.
Detroit was a
2 out of
character.
4.
Even Lakeith Stanfield, I always enjoy. I mean, I'm kind of
Yeah,
with
he's
you.
great.
Like, I don't really
great in
love this
everything.
movie, but the actors were good. They did a good job with what they were given. It's a fucking weird movie.
I think
I'm
that-
not doing haiku right now.
All right,
I
here.
think
How
that
about I
it's a
change
good-
the first line to mine to "didn't love this flick" rather than "this movie sucked," but
Yeah, that's a little bit more.
didn't
respectful, I
love
think.
this flick.
I mean, it's
Equisapiens
your
are
art.
rad. I couldn't fit dicks in there anywhere. I mean, I wanted to, but also the word Equisapien is awesome.
It is.
We
It
could
is
just
a
talk
cool
about
word.
the Equisapiens for the whole time. That was the best part.
In their dicks.
Great dicks.
And huge
I was
dicks.
just watching
Quality dickage.
This Is the End today.
Great dicks in that movie too.
I mean,
Shadow of a dick. There was a great dick shadow, right? If I'm remember
Yeah, the
correctly.
devil's dick. The devil's
Yeah.
dick was in that movie
when he's
he raped
raping Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
But when the devil
Dear God, I just really hate Jay. Could you be really cool if you just kill him, please?
when the devil
such a Cartman.
comes, wait, is that what you just said? The devil has a dick? Yeah, because that was the
Yeah.
funniest part. When the devil comes out at the end, he's got a big old schlong. What were we talking
Yeah,
about?
that's pretty great.
Huge dicks. Mostly just talking about huge dicks.
Equisapien dicks.
Oh yeah, yeah. That.
Spoiler. There's an Equisapien and a cannibal in this movie.
A real life
Cannibals?
cannibal.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
is Armie Hammer, is he a good actor? I think he is, right?
I mean, he was great as the Winklevi in Social Network.
He was the same as this. As he was almost like the triplet was in this movie. Like he was the same character.
Yeah,
As the Vaco
little
bosses.
and more of a cannibal.
a little bit more pizzazz in this movie. But yeah.
Yeah, it was over. Everything was over the top in this movie, including that character.
I agree.
I
I
was
like
just
this
bored.
movie.
I was
Good part
bored
about-
most of the time.
There
There's a lot
is
of
parts of
boring
this movie
talking
that are
and
slow.
boring concepts.
There's a lot of slow parts in this movie, but I think the overall message and the way it's achieved in this movie was pretty good. I liked the actors. I thought they all did a really good job. I thought it was funny. I laughed out loud twice. When he goes into the club and he says he's gonna go into the VIP room and he like sits down between everybody and like he's just sitting there and everybody's like piling on top of him and then, like the drink falls on him and he gets all over. Yeah, that shit made me laugh so fucking hard. And then
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't watched.
what do you
this
mean you
movie
don't
in,
remember
like, a
that part?
week.
Why didn't you watch it today?
I'm watching it right now.
Why didn't you watch it today? What were you?
I'm watching
You
it
guys
right
even
now.
want to do the podcast? You even taking it seriously?
Yeah, I'm super serious right now.
I don't know. I don't know about this.
Well,
You
tell
didn't
me
watch
what
this
it's
movie?
about.
I was serious about
Did
it
you
like
even watch
two
this
weeks
movie?
ago.
All right. Well,
2018, 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. Must have been good.
I don't know. That's a surprisingly high for Rotten Tomatoes. What's the audience score? I'm just curious. Do you have that in front of you? If you do,
Let me see.
because
I
there's
do
like
not.
stuff about this movie that I appreciate, but overall I wasn't really that into it.
it has its really good moments, but it's just like I agree with you that it does
70
get a little
audience
boring.
score.
Okay,
70%.
That sounds right. Because
It
I
does
remember
get a
really
little boring.
looking. I remember looking forward to this movie when it came out in theaters because I was into.
Because you're a big
I like the
Boots Riley
show.
fan.
Well, I like the show Atlanta, so I was kind of looking at that guy as I was in favor of him having a lead role in a movie, so I was looking forward to that. It looked
Who?
weird. It looked goofy. It looked Keith Stanfield,
Oh,
Cash.
I've never seen Atlanta.
Oh, okay, he's a good character in that.
Damn,
Is
the,
that the one with
new season of Atlanta started and it's fucking
Donald
great.
Glover.
Yeah,
Nice.
Donald Glover's show.
And
Very
did I read somewhere that it was supposed to be Donald Glover in this, but he couldn't do it?
Yes, he was gonna do. He went and did Solo instead. So
Ugh, bad
he
choice.
recommended
Terrible
Lakeith
movie.
Stanfield to
Let's
cover
talk
that.
about how bad that movie is.
Well, that was just
This
Donald
movie
Glover.
was better than Solo.
All right, I'll give you that.
That
I'll
was
give it.
like living his dream. Like I'm sure he wanted to play Lando. Like so
Sure. He was also
think-
Simba that year.
that opportunity. True. Both of those movies, I'm sure, made a lot more money than this movie did. And
Yeah.
I'm sure Donald
But this
lot more
movie was
money
made for like
from those.
$3 million and it made like 18. So it made over 5 times the amount it was made for. So it was
I would pay
definitely
$3 million
successful financially.
to hang out with Danny Glover for a weekend.
Danny Glover or Donald Glover?
Danny Glover, also in this
Daniel
movie.
Glover. Oh yeah, great in this movie in his 2 scenes.
Who would you
All right.
rather kiss,
Oh, I love
Donald or
this.
Danny?
I mean,
Danny.
Donald, he's much younger. Danny Glover's probably got stinky breathers.
I'm gonna go.
Stinky.
I agree.
What? Who cares? It's
You got that
Danny
old
Glover.
man
It's
breath for
Murtaugh.
sure.
Yeah, but I don't want to
Wilmy
kiss
Riggs?
Murtaugh.
Well,
I don't wanna kiss
I
Murtaugh.
think his charm will
Kiss
run out. He's
Murtaugh.
gonna say, "I'm too old for this." He's gonna talk about our kiss and be like, "I'm too old for this shit. I
I'm
don't
too
like
old
kissing
for this kiss.
Exactly. When Donald Glover,
I'm like,
be all all right,
kiss
let's
me
run
old style then,
No.
Danny.
saying I'd rather kiss Donald.
Let's go
Yeah,
ask
I'd
him.
rather kiss Donald too. He's much younger, but brushes his teeth more often.
Mm-hmm.
What old people don't brush their teeth?
Well, people don't give a fuck about their teeth. They're gonna
And-
die soon.
Donald Glover's like good at everything he does: acting, singing, comedy. Like Danny Glover just has the acting. Like so, I'm
You don't
sure
know that.
Touching the peckers.
he's good at probably everything he does, including kissing. So I bet Donald Glover's a better kisser.
You don't know.
I
any
mean,
of that
Danny
for
Glover
facts,
via
dude.
like Lethal Weapon 2 was probably a smoocher. Let's be honest.
Probably.
Moocher.
He's got the.
He was
80s
smooching
experience,
Gibson
but-
behind the fucking lunch line. Let's be honest.
Definitely.
And he was smooching with your brother.
Little Mo with the gimpy leg. oh, dude, this is for Jake. I set an alarm on my phone to remind me to talk about this.
Oh,
So,
okay.
side quest, little side note here.
We never do these. It's weird.
Long listeners of the podcast will know that Jake and I have
LLSP.
a very different opinion on what B movies are, what
God.
they are, and what they mean and what they represent, or everything about them. Just fundamentally have different opinions on B
Yeah,
movies.
You're both wrong.
So we all know about Tarantino's podcast, obviously, right? He's got his
Yeah.
own podcast now. He talks about movies.
Yeah.
He talks about a lot of movies specific to the video store that he worked in, the movies that he rented out from the video store. That's the point of the podcast.
Is that why you wanted to watch Demonoid?
That is why I watched Demonoid and why I chose it and why I will watch it eventually because it's great.
Halloween's coming up. That could be your.
I can't wait to
haunted
watch
pick.
Demonoid.
on.
But wait. So there's an article that came out about 2 months ago in I think it's Vanity Fair. I'll send it to you after this. And the article specifically talks about the movies that they've already done, which at that time was only 6 movies because they do 3 movies an episode. And in the article, they specifically call every movie a B movie. And in those movies that they watched, 3 of them were made for over $20 million. So I'm right, Jake. You're wrong.
I forgot whose argument was what.
Jake says if a
Oh.
movie's made for a certain budget, that it's a B movie, and that's the only thing that classifies
Budget
it.
and distribution.
Sure. And these movies that we're talking about, i.e. The Relic, i.e. a James Bond movie called
Yeah,
Moonraker,
Moonraker.
were both considered B movies, and they were both very highly
Moonraker's a
distributed
pretty-
and very expensive movies.
It's a pretty popular
Were-
movie.
I don't know if they were specifically considered B movies. I think they were maybe just making more
Well,
broad.
the
statements.
person who wrote the article in Vanity Fair classified them as B movies.
but not Quentin Tarantino.
who
But Quentin Tarantino will classify
give me
it
this
as
Vanity
whatever he
Fair
wants.
person name and I'll tell
Yeah,
you
I'll
that-
send you. I'll
tell
send
them
you
to
the
go
article.
fuck
I'll send you the
themselves.
article.
Yeah,
I'll
I
send you
think
the
you're-
article.
How
You're
about who
doing
cares what they say?
Some polls, some weird loopholes. Like
We always
I
talk
need to
about-
hear Quentin
we always-
Tarantino from his mouth directly to my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I thought you were
ear
going to say Quentin
saying-
Tarantino said that.
Yeah, Quentin. I need to hear this from Tarantino, not
Fuck
some
Vanity Fair.
writer that interpreted some bullshit that Quentin Tarantino said. There's a lot of ins and
That's
outs
not.
here.
That's. I'll send you the fucking article. You guys can read
Fuck
it.
Vanity
All
Fair.
I'm saying is
I don't
that
see
my argument,
Quentin Tarantino
a stronger
said,
argument.
"quote,"
and people
blah,
are
blah, blah,
talking
blah,
about.
blah, quote, "I don't believe you," and my stance stays. B movies are
Amen.
all about budget and distro.
You guys
And
are
Not
just
if this
have-
dude's-
You guys
Not
are
if this dude's
bitch movies.
classifying them as B movies.
I don't know. Just look up a definition. That's all. We could do that, but you don't believe definitions.
You
anymore,
guys,
so.
should we just go deep into Vanity Fair and do like a whole day of fact checking?
Like a Woodward and Bernstein.
Yeah.
Pull all the president's men's.
Sick reference. Sick reference. Dude's got sick references. I always said that. Anyway,
What's up, Jay?
what do we sorry to bother you. Starring
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker
Oh.
with a big old horse dick.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker was in this. Patton Oswalt was the white voice for Lakeith Stanfield, which is pretty awesome.
That was David Cross, I think. Patton Oswalt was Mr. Blank.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I
know
don't
that's
think
what
you meant to say that. I think you wish you said that.
Not what you
but
said,
you
but
meant
that's
to
what
say
you
what
meant
you said.
Mm-hmm.
No, I meant to say David Cross.
Fair
David
enough.
Cross. But you're right. Yeah, the other guy was also there. Patton Oswalt.
P.
Oh, I
Ozzy,
know. I know.
He was there.
of Eraser fame.
The white voice.
Eraser. He was an Eraser?
Yeah, is Patton Oswalt an eraser? No.
I don't
No,
think
no,
so.
it's not. It's not. It's not. It's that's Kevin.
The Schwarzenegger movie?
Yeah.
He is not an eraser.
I don't
I
think
just
Patton would have been
agreed
too
with
young
you.
for that.
I forget
James
who it
Caan's
is,
an
though.
eraser. He's the bad guy.
Yes. Oh, I'm
And those
thinking True
guns are
Lies.
pretty
Who's the
cool.
guy that's in True Lies? Also not Patton
Paxton.
Tom
Oswalt.
Arnold.
Bill Paxton.
Arnold.
Oh, Tom
Arnold.
Arnold and Bill Paxton are in True Lies.
And Bill
actually.
Paxton.
I got a
I
little
knew
dick.
what I
got
knew
a
you
little dick.
the wavelength you were going on was the comedic actor route. So yeah, Tom Arnold.
Dude, that was Tom
That's
Arnold's
what you're
best
talking
role
about.
of all time. They had great chemistry in that movie, him and Arnie.
That movie is great.
James Cameron's best film.
What?
No
Nah,
argument. Classified fact.
Definitely arguments. You got two of
It's
them
in
right.
the Smithsonian.
It's in the fact book.
It's in the Library
check
of Congress
the books,
under
check the
best movie
definition.
ever made by James Cameron.
T2, it's right there.
John
You
Connor.
I not only heard you say the first part, the best movie ever made. T2
Did you
right
guys see the poster for True Lies in the Blockbuster in Bend? It was pretty good. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Wasn't there like a full size cutout of?
Yes, that's what it was.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Last Blockbuster. Shout out. Anyway,
What movie we talking about? again?
wrapping it up here.
Fuck.
What's our next movie?
there? Sorry to bother you.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's
this
talk
movie
about this
sucked.
movie.
I mean, it
let's
didn't
condense
suck,
it.
but
Let's
it
condense it.
was
Well, listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
This movie
Let's
didn't
talk
suck.
about it.
This movie didn't suck. This movie had a lot of good points it was hitting about classism and fucking people treating people the right way and racism and capitalism and consumerism and the
Cloning.
way people cloning. You ain't lying there. Like people, like independent artists and people just trying to make a level playing field for each other. Like this movie had a lot to say about things like that, and I think it was good for that. And I honestly think it was stylization of it was pretty awesome. I thought the whole thing when he became the caller, when he was like, it would just bounce him into the people's houses and like put him in their living room or put him in their bathroom. Like that was pretty fun. I think the first 30 minutes of the movie is really good, and then it kind of just gets a little fucking boring. I'll give you that. Until horse sapiens come. That was pretty
Equus
sick.
That's
Sapiens.
pretty deep end for the horses to come.
Yeah, they only come in the
Horses
last like
can.
20 minutes of the movie, to be honest. All right. This
Terry
movie's
Crews
about
underutilized.
he was great. That's the other part I laughed out loud at. He goes, "I'm your uncle." That shit made me laugh. So hard.
The most underutilized character in the whole movie. I wanted more of him.
He was great though.
When he was like, "Oh, my heartburn's acting up," and he has his like cross thing, and he like pops out a pill from it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I
in the
remember that
beginning
at
when
all.
he's like getting into his car, he's like, "Oh, my heartburn." And he like his cross, he like twisted a thing, and a pill came out. He took it.
I don't remember that. That's great.
That's all I
He's
remember
like the-
from this movie.
He's like the Cat Williams of this movie.
Cat Williams.
Yeah, he just plays parts like
He
that,
just
you know.
beats up 15-year-olds.
Or
Cat
gets
Williams
beat up by
plays a
15-year-olds.
great part
Gets
in
beat up.
Atlanta as Donald Glover's uncle.
Yeah,
Donald
he's
Glover.
he's the alligator man.
Yep.
He's the alligator. He won an Emmy for that role.
Who won an Emmy or nominated?
He
Did he win?
won. He got
Yeah,
him one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was a
Pretty
good
great.
episode.
Did Emmy give it to him?
Eddie Perkins won an Emmy, right?
Who the hell's Emmy Perkins?
What?
Who's Emmy Perkins?
Emmy. Teddy. Teddy Perkins.
Oh, Teddy Perkins. No, I don't think. Oh yeah. Well, Donald Glover won an Emmy.
Right.
Wait, is that Atlanta?
Yeah.
I've seen that episode.
Yeah, that's Lakeith Stanfield, the main guy in this movie.
I don't
He
know
was
why
the
you're
dude walking
Oh
the
yeah,
house,
he was the guy
selling
looking
the
for
piano.
piano.
Yeah.
Yeah. I recognize him now. Oh.
Yeah, he was also in Uncut Gems. He was the dude who introduced him to Kevin Garnett. Remember the guy who used to bring in people to his store to like scam them with the watches?
The basketball player?
The guy who introduced him to the basketball player.
Yeah, that movie was wild. Let's talk about that movie.
That's a great movie. All right, so this movie's about a dude, Lakeith Stanfield. He's like a underachiever. How old do you think he is? Do you think they're in their early 20s in this, or are they like our age?
He's probably in his
30s,
20s. I think
20s.
20s.
I mean, in real life, he's like 35, but in this movie, I think he's like 24 or 25.
Yeah, right now he.
All right, let's just
is-
say people in their
he's
late
about- He's about
20s.
30. He's 30 right now. Yeah, I'd say he's
Yeah.
like mid late 20s.
He's 30 in real life.
Yeah, 31. He's born in 91.
Oh shit. Okay.
Young
Copy that. I
man,
thought he
young
was,
guy.
Young
All right.
man.
So it's about these like
Young man.
underachieving late 20-year-olds who kind of just live in poverty and try to make their dreams come true. They're performance artists.
It's
They're
in Oakland.
Oakland, California. And then
His
they
name is
all
Cash is Green. Cash is Green. Cash is Green. Get it? Like the
shit.
names.
I never thought about that.
Cash is Green.
I was thinking Cash is Clay.
All the names are kind of clever, but also obvious, sort of at the same time in this movie.
There's a lot of that in this movie.
Never heard about
Yeah.
Cash. Never thought
A
about
lot.
Cash is Green.
Yeah, a lot of things that are like kind of obvious, but
Oh, it's
kind
like
of
get
subtle at the same
over
time.
it, you know?
Yeah, right.
It's art. It's a movie. Get over. You hated this
For
movie.
sure. It's important to note this director is like a hip hop guy. He's mostly makes like music videos and things like that.
He's also a music artist. He performs with Tom Morello. They have a side band.
Yeah, he's like a funk
Yeah.
hip hop. Like he's a good.
He wrote
good
the music
musician.
for this. Music was cool.
Yeah.
Music was very cool. Good music in this.
Music
But it was more. It almost felt more of like a music video than anything. Like there was definitely a story ongoing, but like it was a lot of over top visuals. It was very like set in this very surreal world. Like, even the opening scene is him applying for this job, and he's like holding a trophy and like a employee of the month placard that are both fake. So it's just like just to set up the tone immediately is like, well, this movie is a little wacky. But tonally, that's where it feels off to me. Like it always is like tries to be something and then tries to be jokey and then tries to be artistic all at the same time. So it's like I don't know. It never really like hit a mark for me.
The debauchery lady was pretty funny. She's like, my
She
name
was
is
cool.
Debo Cherry.
Yeah, he's like, it looks like debauchery. He's like, yeah, well, it's not. All right, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Like, I do think that it had a lot to say, and it did say a lot, but it did get kind of drug on in parts. It was a little boring. There's 5 or 10 minutes every like 20 minutes where you're just like, what the fuck is even happening right now? Like, it's kind of just like, I do agree with that.
Let's take a look.
All
It's got a runtime of 1 hour 52 minutes. This could have been wrapped up in probably a good hour and a half,
120.
hour 35, maybe hour 28. I don't know about 120, but
120.
give us that.
I give it
Get a little
a good
taste of everything.
95.
They
Give it
just-
like a good 95 minutes.
We could have taken
95
out about 5 of the phone calls. Could have taken out about a couple of conversations with the girl. Could have taken out a couple of walk and talks with Mr. Blank. Boom,
Yeah, and
120.
I think this was where the early director kind of comes in there. You can kind of tell like some of his scenes just ran a little long. The pacing was a little off too. So who tried, but you know,
Man, you
I don't
guys
know.
are fucking hated this movie. You make me not even want to talk about it. I feel like we should just end this.
Well, we got to talk about it. You picked it.
I know, but
Defend
We're
your
just
pick,
hating-
man.
we're just
Defend your
talking
pick.
what we feel about this movie. This is what
I
this
know
is all
that.
about.
I don't even. You want me to just
When
go
we
through it real quick?
stopped recording the episode for Slevin, I cried.
No, listen. I don't care that you didn't like this movie. I just thought you guys were gonna have like something to say more than like about like the story or something, like things you did like about it a little bit, but it seems like you didn't really
Go
like
through the
much.
story.
Honestly, it was disappointing. I expected what I saw on paper was Get Out meets Pootie Tang, and that sounds
Get
dope.
Out meets Pootie Tang.
Right. And
It
kinda
was
had
almost
that,
like a
but
yeah,
it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't hit for
like
me.
a wannabe Get Out.
Yeah,
vibes.
kind of that, like, you know, obviously like the weird, like the racial undertones, the
I mean, it has like sci-fi tones and
using
kind of mist.
says like a certain way, but then there's also like a black exploitation vibe to it that had like Pootie Tang. Pootie Tang was also a parody, and this is almost feels like a parody at times too. Like I'm saying, the tone was just strange. Like it was never like exactly funny. It wasn't exactly dramatic. It was just something. It was just off.
It almost is. It was like satire that ended up being more of a parody, like more comedic satire.
Yeah, try to be satirical, but also trying to like have a message. So
Good, tell us.
Then-
Start at the beginning.
I
then,
thought-
there, Schwartz.
Yeah. I
About
thought
him,
that
gets,
it
gets
had.
a job at a telemarketer spot.
I think I have a delay.
all right, let's all clap at the same time. Ready? Just kidding. Maybe you got a delay. Seems like you got like maybe a second off.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go for it.
Hit
So,
me.
all right.
We'll
So
just
it's
take
about a
pauses.
dude, Cassius Green, or whatever the hell his name is, and he lives in a garage, in a one-room garage in his uncle's house, which is about to be foreclosed on. He has a pretty hot girlfriend played by Tessa Thompson, and he's this performance artist who's just fucking off the wall crazy. She's shit so crazy.
Her name is
Super hot
Detroit.
though. Her name is Detroit because her parents wanted to have her American name, as she said. And then they go about their daily lives for a day, or they show them about going their daily lives. And as he's chilling out, he sees a commercial for what's the place called? Welcome View or Heavy View?
You know, Detroit is where
It's like
unions were formed, I think.
better,
So
better.
that's why she was named Detroit.
Better view or better way.
Better View, I think it is. Yeah, which is
Better
basically
way.
like a nursing home
Oh, I
that
don't
you
know.
just like conform to and live at and work for your stay, basically as like a slave in so many ways. So he sees that and he's like, yo, maybe we should join this Better View. She's like, you're crazy. And then he starts talking about how he's gonna die one day, and he's just pretty depressed, dude. So they get a job. How do they get the job at the telemarketer? I don't even remember that. It opens up with
he
it.
went in. Yeah, he went into the interview with like the thing, and he basically
Oh,
lied his
yeah.
way through the interview. And the dude's like, "I know you're full of shit, but that shows determination. So you're
Yeah, he's like, if
fired.
you're willing to lie,
I'll
it's
fucking
your
hire
job.
anyone."
Yeah, and then it cuts to what I just said of him and his
Worry
girl.
free, by the way.
Yeah, him and his girl, and
Yeah.
you find out that his uncle's
Worry-free,
house is
yeah.
worry-free. That's it. You found out that his uncle's house is about to get repossessed, played by the great Terry Crews. They have a little comedic scene, and then they go to this worry-free. I mean, to this new telemarketer job, and long story short, he sucks at it at first, and then he meets Danny Glover's character, tells him if he wants to make some money, he's got to put his white voice on and try to get white people to get him to give him money. So he becomes really good at that. And as that's happening, his girl and his friends that he meets at the place, led by Stephen Yang, decide to unionize and try to get more money for what they're doing. And as that happens, he becomes a power caller, which is basically a promotion, and he starts making a bunch of money, and he starts realizing that he's better than everybody, or at least he thinks he is, and then he realizes he's not, and then he realizes that they're making horse people, and then he becomes a horse, and the movie ends. That's basically it.
Wow, you powered through that one.
I did. That's it. That's all you're getting.
Damn. So you didn't like this movie either.
Well, I did like this movie, but every time, so I watched it twice before, like, as we were going to do this like a week and a half ago, and then I just watched it again today, and I realized every time I was watching it, I was like, I'm just bored. I'm just fucking bored. Like, I
A
just
lot
don't
of
care.
talking, a lot of
I
boring
was just
talk.
bored, and then it
Well,
would be
it's hard to
something
focus
cool,
on.
and then it would get bored, and it had some funny moments, but it just, I think you guys are right in that it was just lacking something. It was trying to be something, it just never quite was.
It
I don't
got
know.
its message across.
I mean, it has a good message, and I agree with what it's saying.
It
I
definitely.
also agree that money's nice.
Money's nice, but also
Well, what was the end
bad.
message?
It's also frustrating.
Neither of the sides was was good. It was all like they both kind of were like they both kind of realize it, you know,
Yeah, it was the whole
everyone's just out for
union
themselves anyway.
situation happened. The guy Squeeze was played by Stephen Yeun. He wanted to squeeze the money out of everybody and unionize. So
Yeah, Jake, why don't you just go through like all the things we missed about this? All the little details.
Mr. Blank was named Mr. Blank because the company stole his identity, and now he's just a shell of a person. That's why his name is Mr. Blank.
What about Lyft?
Who the hell's Lyft?
I don't know about Lyft. Maybe he was
Lyft was Army Hammer.
Fuck, I don't remember why. I don't know about he was trying to lift him up in the company, but it was also
Did a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, I don't know about Lyft. I gotta think about that one. I think about the meaning behind
You
Lyft.
didn't think about Army Hammer? You know Army's a fucking cannibal, right?
Allegedly.
What do you mean allegedly?
I guess there was a doc that came out about this.
About him eating people?
Yeah, I guess there was something more about like the Army scandal, the whole the whole backstory behind it all, because it was him like I know it was like him texting different girls or maybe one girl.
Yeah.
There's weird shit about eating them, but it was always like their side of the conversation was left out, so it's like hard to say who was that. I guess
the
this
thing is they were probably
doc
into it
shows
too.
more of it. Yeah, probably.
They're into
but I guess this doc shows different conversations, goes deep into the history of who these people are that he
full disclosure. I don't think
talk
Army
about.
Hammer actually ate anybody. Handsome dude though.
He's just got kinks. He's got people eating kinks.
Yeah, I'm not
Probably
gonna
doesn't
kink
do it.
shame.
No kink shaming.
Schwartz,
This
what
is
do you think about cannibalism?
What's your kink?
Dude, what's my views on cannibalism? I don't think I want to eat anybody, and I think that people definitely do it, and we don't know about it. And I think Army Hammer is one of them. He's eating people.
Would you watch people do it?
Would I watch
Yeah.
people do it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for fun or just being forced to?
Oh yeah, it depends on the
Just for fun.
circumstances. I don't want to see anybody like
I don't think I would watch it for fun, but like I think
Yeah,
I'd watch it out
I'd
of
watch it.
curiosity in
I
the
knew
same
you would.
like
I
I
knew you
watch
would
like
say
the
yes.
editing
You said
videos
watch
or
it.
something.
fuck it.
You know what I mean? Because I've
Just
watched like
box.
I've watched
Show
a
me the
lot of
money.
bad things on the interwebs, a lot of really terrible, violent, horrific things.
I'm almost certain I've seen cannibalism online.
I mean, probably. I mean, we might have ate a person in South America one time. I don't know what was on those
Jesus.
sandwiches. It could have been a person. I
Somebody
think it was a
found
horse.
a wanderer in the
See.
jungle.
Wanshi killed the guy the day before and just was like, all right, these are the sandwiches.
Oh Jesus!
Dispose of the body somehow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yum, yum, yum.
Feed it to the tourists.
Jake, it was hilarious, bro. He just comes to the car with like lunch meat sandwiches. And I was just like, no fucking way. This is crazy. I was like, wow. It was pretty great, though. Now that looking
They've
back at
just
it, it was
been-
pretty awesome.
They've just been in coolers for the past 10 hours.
Just like water dripping in the bread and shit. Like, oh god,
It's
so gross.
good.
And I remember like you guys all like scarfed them down. I was like, all right, guess we're doing that.
That was all there was. There was
Yeah,
no
it's
other
true.
options.
I know. So yeah, Jake, what are the things we missed, dude? Go ahead, lay it on there, lay it on us. Name everything
Mr.
we missed.
Lift, you didn't like why? I mean, what the 100?
I think
you
as
didn't
he
Google
was-
like 10 things you hate about me or whatever.
What?
10 things you missed about fucking
And
sorry to
things
bother
you don't hate about me.
7 degrees of Kevin
I mean, I
Bacon.
think I watched a couple like videos about it, but I don't really
You can't
remember
watch.
much beyond that. It's also time has passed.
So what else? So Detroit was where they started. Is that where Jimmy
That's where-
Hoffa was buried?
Yeah, that's where Jimmy Hoffa's supposedly gone missing.
Did
His
you watch The
body's somewhere
Irishman?
around there.
As he confirmed it in The Irishman.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, is that true fact?
yeah. Irishman was
Scorsese
was true.
fact.
I mean, good enough for me.
Right.
I'm in. Cool. Well, awesome.
All right,
Sick
yeah.
pick,
I don't
Schwartz.
know. I don't know what else about this. I think we probably should have picked a different movie and then did that movie. So this one's just a throwaway.
Well, let's talk about the I mean the fucking just artwork of the sapiens of the horse sapiens.
yeah, the
was
horses
pretty
were
awesome.
sick.
There was like
They
a
were
lot of
awesome.
cool claymation animation going
Oh yeah,
on.
the lady with the titties. The lady with the titties was great.
Yep. There's some good things happening in this weird movie. I just didn't really enjoy it.
Like a newer Kevin Smith movie in a weird way. Like just kind of just off a little bit. Like if it was like Kevin Smith meets like hip hop.
Kevin Smith meets hip hop.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. No,
Maybe
it was
if
a weird, it's a
Kevin
weird
Smith
observation.
meets Boots Riley.
I was just listening to a podcast with him today, so I kind of had him on my brains.
You kind of look like him.
Yeah, you do look a lot like Boots Riley.
Nice.
Well, you know what? Let's get into the more serious question. Why are you depressed, Jake? What's wrong?
Whoa.
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 That is a serious question.
We got to know. Everybody, all the listeners want to know, especially Davidson.
Is it because of Boots Riley?
No, no. Boots Riley hasn't depressed me. I don't know.
Davidson has.
Davidson doesn't depress me. I don't know. I've had bad luck with work. Just
Same. Mostly
so
because of the
there's that.
union.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
we'll talk
this-
about that.
What?
Exactly.
that's so yeah. Things just keep getting
Are you
canceled
afraid?
left
Are
and
you
right.
afraid of the
so
union?
Bums me out.
I don't want to get Jimmy Hoffa.
Damn. See? So this movie sucks.
Trying to think what else to talk about in this movie.
The people that were in the worry-free things that were basically like volunteer slaves were dressed as minions. So that was kind of
Yeah,
cute.
that was
I
funny.
guess was that supposed to be cute?
Saw that, didn't understand why.
Yep. There's a lot of that in this movie. It's like, oh, that's interesting. That's something.
I mean, minions. They're minions. They're workers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
message.
Really? Yep. That's right. Yep. Got him.
Man, I hope your next pick, whoever's picking it, I hope it's a zinger.
Fucking
hope it's so
schminger.
good.
Whose
Hope
pick
it's
is
good.
it?
I think it's you, Anthony.
I
Right?
think it's you,
Oh,
dude.
Shit. All right.
I mean, I
got
could pull one,
one.
but I believe it's your turn, right? You want
If
to?
it's
You
my
want your turn?
then. I got.
I
there's a
don't know if
couple
we should keep
ideas.
giving him turns. Maybe we should take that away again.
Why? You treat him like he's not a person?
Yeah,
I'm
he
a
has
person,
a bad
dude.
pick in movies.
Look at him. There's
No,
three
I just
people
pick
on the
movies
screen.
that America wants to see. You guys
You
pick
always
the.
you always say that, and
It's
I don't
true.
know why you say that because you do
It's
not
true.
represent America. Your
I
mind is
have
warped,
my
my friend.
finger on the pulse of America.
Your last
No,
one
you
was
don't.
good.
That's my
I
point.
liked-
You do not.
Yes,
I
I do.
liked
You
Crouching
don't.
Tiger.
Listen, I picked
Hidden Dragon.
Tremors. I picked Back to the Future. I picked Indiana Jones. You're picking fucking Boots Riley movies. Like, come on. People want to watch my movies. They don't want to watch yours. Hey, we fuck up every now and then, you know? Every now and then I'll pick a Lake Placid and you'll pick a Boots Riley movie and Jake will pick a fucking not Kill Bill. What was the shitty movie he picked? Creep.
Creep was really good.
I know.
Creep was a great movie.
Maybe like a Jeff Who Lives at Home or something like that. Maybe something like that.
All
Same
I'm saying
director.
We all
I'm a
we
person.
get those. We get those sometimes. Yeah, we all get our
I'm a
bad moves every
person.
once in a while. Remember that one time where you picked Requiem, or whatever, the Alien versus Predator Requiem?
That's a great fucking movie.
Remember that?
That's
Well,
a great
that was-
movie, though. Alien vs. Predator Requiem was a great film.
Hard to Bother You is definitely better than that.
Did we talk
No
about that?
way. I will watch Alien Requiem right now.
Did we talk about AVPR?
Yeah,
We did. I
whole
picked that.
podcast.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wasn't even that long ago. It's like
It was pretty
I don't
long.
know.
It was at least like 3
it
or
was
4
a few-
months ago.
Yeah, it was a few months back.
Season 1.
Season 1, technically.
It was the first 100 for sure.
Yeah, like probably like episode like 91 or something.
All right.
I just looked. That was it.
Well, what? I think you should give us like 2 you're thinking, and we'll vote. You know.
Okay. I the one I'm thinking of, I can't remember right now, so we'll just talk about it later. Or I could
But I
pause.
think we should try to watch it sooner than later. So I need to know. You gotta tell me. You gotta
I
tell us.
know. I gotta tell you right now. I don't
So
know.
look it up, figure it out, and then let us know right now.
Okay. I'm gonna pause then. Well, look it up.
Pause
What
what?
are we gonna?
The cast. Podcast.
Oh, so I gotta say like this.
I don't want to say much about it.
Don't say much about it. Because the next movie we're gonna watch is Barbarian in theaters now. You gotta go see it to believe it. Say something good about Boots. Boots Riley made this is a directorial debut. I'm not hating on the guy. I think he made a fine movie, Jack. A fine movie. I just didn't
Need to tighten up.
I mean, I'm not going to tell him what he needs to do as an artist. I just think
I'll tell him
personally,
to tighten it up.
just tighten that shit up.
Tighten it up.
Can you keep it down? I just would, for me, it was a little slow at parts. It was a little boring. I didn't really enjoy the subject matter in general. And I love watching Murtaugh out of his element and out in the wild, so to speak. I love me some Danny Glover.
Ever seen Gone Fishing?
No.
What?
Him and Joe Pesci.
You never seen Joe Pesci and Danny Glover's movie Gone Fishing? Where it's
Should
about
that
two
be the
dudes
next
who
movie?
just go fishing. They literally just go fishing, and it's almost like a
It's like a kids
a-
comedy.
Is that like
I
a
think,
Green
kids
Book
almost.
comedy
status?
starting. Green Book?
No, no,
What?
no.
What? It's just Joe Pesci and Danny Glover going fishing. Pretty funny stuff. It's like
Are they
slapstick.
fly fishing? Or are they
It's like slapstick. No, they're sea bass fishing.
bass fishing? So
On a
they got a
boat.
bass boat?
Got a boat.
There's definitely a boat.
Some
Oh,
boats.
damn.
Yeah. I think they always did a PG.
It's like a kid movie. It's not gonna be
Mhm.
very good anymore.
I
do
think
you
I need to
mean?
watch it though, because who the fuck cast Joe Pesci and Danny Glover in a movie like that?
I mean, they did. I mean, think about what Joe Pesci's career. He did Goodfellas and Home Alone in the same year, like the same. Like
Great
they were out in
fucking
theaters
movies.
at the same time.
And he won an
So-
Oscar for Goodfellas.
Right. So him and Glover did the Lethal Weapons together at that
They
point,
did.
I believe.
And then he made
So
Casino not too
they're
far
already
after
good.
that.
Yeah, they already know how to work off each other. They already have some comedic chops.
Yeah.
So yeah, put him in a goofier fish movie.
Joe
Throw mama
Pesci and
from the
Lethal
train.
Joe Pesci and Lethal Weapon 4 is amazing. Telephone tough guy, huh? You telephone tough guy.
Telephone tough guy. They fuck you on the drive-through, and
They fuck you with the cell
they
phones.
Fuck you with the cell phones. What was the movie with Daniel Stern where he was like a
Bushwhacked?
chaperone? Well, yeah,
Bushwhacked.
yeah.
Bushwhacked.
It's
Where he
like that. It's like that same tone. Good
That's kinda
example.
what I'm thinking.
It's like that style of like it's
Yeah.
mostly for kids, just goofy people dealing with the outdoor elements of fucking bullshit like that.
Can't be that.
From what I remember, but Bushwhack was pretty great from when I was a kid. That was definitely a multiple watched film when I was a child.
NWF, huh?
Gone fishing?
Yes. No, more. I was more of a Bushwhacked guy.
River Wild.
River Wild, Kevin
Oh,
Bacon.
that was cool.
Kevin Bacon. Meryl Streep.
Kevin Bacon's low key the GOAT.
Kevin Bacon's great. You ever watch The Following?
Of course.
That's good.
No.
Watched the first season.
Watched a
Yeah, I
couple
think that's all
weird
I watched.
Kevin Bacon movies in recent, like this past week. I just
Hollow
watched
Man.
Crazy
Hollow
Stu-
Man's
Crazy
crazy.
Stupid Love is a movie I never
Oh
saw.
yeah, he's in that. Yeah,
I
a
watched
lot
that
of people in
randomly
that.
today. And then the movie They Them on Peacock.
Oh, I never
It's
saw that.
it's almost it's
Is
one
that
of
a
those
horror movie.
Yeah, it's like a horror movie about like a gay conversion therapy camp.
Ah,
So it's like it fits the category of like this movie's so bad it's good because it's like just ridiculous at times how over the top things are. It's not good, but it's a funny watch.
Over the top
Yep.
arm wrestling movie.
I got it. I got a pick
Never
coming
watched
up.
that.
I got a pick coming up that you guys are gonna love.
Over the top.
Not over the top, but it's
Top Gun Maverick.
It's a movie that was directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What?
What? He directed a movie?
He directed a movie called Home for the Holidays. It's about a Christmas family movie in the holidays.
We're going to be home for the holidays.
He's not in it. He just directed it. But
Did he
we need
write
to
it?
watch that. We
Have
need
you
to
ever
watch
s-
that.
What about what's the Jingle All the Way? Come on,
Yeah,
that's
that movie
that's a
sucks.
goddamn classic.
Oh, I hate that movie.
Oh,
Turbo Man.
What? Sinbad?
Yeah, it's not bad, I guess. Tom Arnold's also in that movie.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It is Tom. Is it Tom Arnold? Or
No,
is it,
it's,
Phil Hartman. It's Phil Hartman.
Phil
That's
Hartman,
right.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Killed by a woman.
I think that was his last role, actually.
Just watched a doc about a woman who killed her kids, buried her in her backyard, married a Mormon.
What was
Is that
that
your
called?
mom?
Is that something like
Sins of the Mother.
okay, I need to watch
Netflix.
that.
Sins of the Madre.
I was gonna watch
Sins
that.
of the Mother.
That
It's a
sounds
sin
pretty
of the
crazy.
mother.
Can you imagine Arnold always like, okay, you go to open the presents and eat the mashed potatoes. Eat them slower. Like, how's that guy give you any direction?
Who
He's
said
like,
you can eat my cookies? Eat the cookies slower.
that would be such a good skit on like SNL as Arnold Schwarzenegger directing a movie or something. No, that's not how I want you to do it.
Do it slowly.
Do you guys know
All right.
Sylvester Stallone directed the sequel to Saturday Night Fever? called
Yeah, he also
Staying Alive?
directed like 8
I
of the
never
Rocky
noticed that
movies.
until I looked at that. Until I'm looking at his
And all the
thing.
Rambos.
Yeah, I think he directed all of the Rockies after the first Rocky, Rocky 2 and on.
Yeah, and then he
He
directed
was just like,
Expendables.
I'll do it myself.
He did all the
They-
Expendables movies too.
It's called Paradise Alley. Have you
He's
ever got
one of the
seen-
most prolific, fucking terrible action movie makers of all time.
I mean,
Dude,
he's
the-
made
the
some good
Rockies
action
are pretty
movies.
good.
Yeah, you're right. Great movies.
I want to
His
see
movies are awesome.
Paradise
Actually, I
Alley.
don't know what you're talking about. Rambo was amazing too.
I was kid. I don't mean terrible. I just mean classic. Yeah, I didn't mean terrible. Relax.
Are you familiar with Paradise
Relax.
Alley? Either
Which
of you?
now?
Paradise Alley.
No,
It's
never heard
another
of it.
Sylvester Stallone's directorial debut,
Oh,
also
shit.
starring him. It's about professional wrestling, and I haven't seen it, so I'm very curious. One day, it's on my
He's a
list.
Stone Cold fan.
Yeah, of course. If you've watched wrestling, you're definitely a Stone Cold fan. Come on.
Is there an Italian wrestler?
I'm sure there are.
He's like, Miss Scusi, coming into the ring.
I know there was a guy named Santino Morella, but
Just
I don't
choking
know
people
if he
out
was.
with
I don't know if
cannolis.
he was actually Italian or his character was Italian, because this was like
Just a big fat guy that makes
late 90s,
pizza,
early 2000s. So no, he was
or
just
a
like
plumber named
a
Mario.
random guy. So he
It's
might have
me,
been Italian.
Mario.
I'm sure there's other. Oh yeah, there's a dude named Tino Sabatelli. He was a wrestler.
All right, enough.
Ooh,
I don't care
Tino
anymore.
Sabatelli,
Hey,
dude.
you
Fuck,
asked.
fuck wrestling, dude.
You asked.
This movie. All right, you convinced me. This movie, I don't like this movie anymore. Let's just end this.
Damn.
Did you like it
Boots.
ever?
Shout out to Boots though. It's not bad. If you're listening to this,
You're no Sylvester Stallone, but
you're no
was-
Stallone. You're not
visually,
even
it
a
was-
you're not even a Danny DeVito.
visually, artistically, it's an interesting
Danny
movie. for
DeVito
sure.
is definitely a much more accomplished filmmaker than Sylvester Stallone. Let's be honest. He's directed
Maybe.
some pretty great movies.
Not as many.
Danny DeVito's directed some good stuff.
He's directed probably like 8 or 9 movies.
Yeah, I mean Matilda's better than all the Rambos put together.
Then the Smoochie, Death to Smoochie.
This movie's pretty great. Throw
That was,
Mama from
that
the
was a
Train.
weird one. Did he direct Throw Mama?
He
Nice.
did. That was his first movie.
Wasn't Matilda his first movie?
No, Throw Mama from the Train was his first movie. And he directed War of the Roses too, with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner. He also directed a movie with Ben Stiller and Drew Barrymore called The Apartment or something like that.
Hmm.
Directed a couple more things.
I didn't realize. Who cares? Shout out to Boots. Stick to music videos.
Good music though. Good soundtrack.
Yeah, the music was rad.
Fitting.
Watch Barbarian. Barbarian?
Barbarian.
Anybody got anything else to say? Anybody watch anything on
Turn
TV?
it off. Atlanta. I'm watching Atlanta right now. It's amazing.
Starting to rewatch Yellow Jackets because Justin never watched it, so he's been watching it. So I'm just kind of watching it when he's watching
Speaking of cannibalism,
it. Yeah. Oh,
what do you think happens in Yellow Jackets?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's hard. I mean, like at the end of the season 1, you mean?
Cannibalism.
Well, yeah, there's definitely cannibalism in it. I think we see that. I mean, more in the Flash. The Flash is around. They don't really ever get into the tribal shit. Hopefully, season 2 gets to that point where they're getting into the because it just turned winter at the end of season 1, right? So it seems
Winter's
like
coming.
then is the time for them to go pretty wild into the cannibalism part. Unless it's a full year later, I don't know. Hard to say. A lot of people still need to die.
Shout out
Seems
to
like
Big
'cause
Cat.
only